see that you took my advice and came along. Perhaps you're not as inept as I had thought. We have very little time, so I want you to listen to me carefully. The most important thing is that you cannot tell anyone that I was here or that we spoke. No one in the Bureau. Not Cook, not Shanks, nor that Seattle police detective you've been teamed up with. Do you understand me? I need your word on this, Agent Wilmore, or I won't help you.
You have my word.
Good. Listen very carefully to what I have to tell you. Lives are at stake here, including your own. Mulder and Scully are still alive.
So you said.
But they won't be much longer if you don't do something about it. Scully and Mulder are not together. You need to find the Jane Doe that was checked into the Presbyterian Hospital in Gold Bar 3 days ago. She's about to be released. This has nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with smuggled Soviet plutonium.
I've had a feeling that was the case.
Listen to me. If you're going to help Scully and Mulder, you're going to need something more than a gun. Men have died in order to possess this. I'm going to loan it to you for a short time, because without it, there's no way that you could survive. The man that Mulder and Scully were looking for and the man that you need to find if you're going to save them can only be killed by inserting this blade into the base of his neck.
Who is he?
This man is not what he seems. If the injury is not precise, he will kill you. Do not try firing a gun. Don't attempt to do anything except to use this. If anyone discovers that you have it, you're a dead man. Don't forget the Jane Doe at Gold Bar.
Whoa! Take it easy, it's me.
I can see that.
You get grumpy when your asses run ragged, don't you?
What are you doing here?
Are you kidding? After that phone message, I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
Yeah, well, you better be careful or he may run your ass ragged.
I wouldn't mind that. He was kind of cute.
Cute. Precious springs to mind.
So, we kind of have a lot to talk about, don't we?
Yeah, I guess we do. But first, Jane Doe and Gold Bar.
Hello. May I ask your business here?
We're looking for a Jane Doe.
May I see some identification?
Of course. How did you know we were cops?
Who else would come looking for a Jane Doe?
That's a good point.
What's your business with her?
We need to make sure she's all right.
Of course. What is her name?
Scully.
Yes. Do you recall the name of her immediate superior? I need to phone him and I've misplaced his information.
Walter Skinner.
This is her room behind me.
How was her wound?
It's begun healing. It was mostly superficial. As to her other condition, I have no idea how to account for it.
Is she ready to leave yet?
Oh, I wouldn't think so. Moving wouldn't be life-threatening, but she might not find it very pleasant.
Has anyone else come to see her?
Oh, no, thank God you're the first.
How did she get here?
She was brought in.
By whom?
This is what used to be called a sanitarium, Detective. We're not bound by the same strictures as a conventional hospital, nor would we follow them. We pride ourselves on discretion for the patients. The better they can heal.
What other condition?
I haven't been able to diagnose it yet, so I've been treating the symptoms. Lethargy, nausea, extreme listlessness, dehydration, memory loss.
Are you Dana Scully?
Who are you?
Assistant Director Skinner asked us to look for you.
I didn't know I was lost. Who are you?
Agent Wilmore.
How do I know I can trust you? Who told you I was here?
It's the man who gave me this.
All right.
He told me I couldn't tell anyone about it.
Let's talk.
How do you feel?
Very weak, but actually I feel a lot better than I did when I first came in here.
Could you have radiation poisoning?
God, I hope not. But I suppose the symptoms do line up.
Do you have any idea where Mulder is?
I have no idea, but we need to find him.
What is this used for?
You shouldn't show that quite so openly. I don't know what it's used for. Perhaps Mulder can tell you.
Where does the Terracon fit into all this?
Well, one way or another they were involved in smuggling. I think that's a given. I think that there was an accident at sea involving plutonium, and Mulder thinks that they were somehow killed by an EBE.
EBE?
Extraterrestrial biological entity.
What did your autopsy on the crewmen reveal?
The crew had all been exposed to levels of radiation consistent with a large-scale nuclear blast. Now, clearly that didn't happen, but Mulder took that as proof that a UFO had landed in the area and that an alien life form aboard the craft had irradiated the Terracon crew.
I take it you don't subscribe to that theory?
There is always an alternate explanation.
What happened in the warehouse?
Mulder and I observed some suspicious traffic in and out of the warehouse. We went in to investigate. We were attacked by a number of armed men. I was shot. There was an odd light. Mulder carried me out of the warehouse. I blacked out and I woke up here. I'm afraid that's all I have to offer. What can you two tell me?
Well, there have been other burn victims.
I hope that doesn't mean that plutonium is being transported.
There's an unidentified man involved. We encountered him at the burn site and then later again at the hauling yard.
We found a connection between the warehouse and the hauling yard. It's a trucking outfit in Charno, Gordon's Hauling. They've made numerous deliveries between the warehouse and a rural route that we haven't had a chance to investigate.
Seems to me that we need to find the identity of the man from the hauling yard, and that you two need to pay a visit to the rural route address.
What are you going to do?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is get in touch with Assistant Director Skinner, and then I'm going to check out of here. I can meet up with you two later at your field office, but I think that we have to hurry. Agent Mulder may be running out of time, and if the smugglers do have him held hostage, they have little incentive to keep him alive.
That little PDA of yours was right. I'm impressed.
Hey, I'm not afraid of technology.
What is it that we're looking for again?
Rear quarter panel from a 64 Dodge Dart.
Something with the number 82434 on it, right?
That's the idea. Looks like we got our work cut out for us. Whose theory do you believe, Mulder's or Scully's?
You're not serious.
Sure.
I can't believe the federal government pays Agent Mulder to run around pursuing that kind of nonsense. EBEs? That's ridiculous.
What could they use this place for?
Are you kidding? I'm surprised their operation is this big. The thought of plutonium traveling all over the country via rail is pretty terrifying.
Especially considering Amtrak's record.
Yeah.
This yard is deserted. These boxcars haven't been used in years.
This car's been burned. Well, obviously this fire is recent. This looks like an operating room of some kind.
Hey!
Hey!
I didn't do nothing.
Nobody said that you did. We just want to talk to you.
Is this your home?
Home is where the heart is, near or far away.
That was informative.
See anything strange around here?
Just the two of you. And the birds, of course.
He's a nut.
What's this place used for?
Well, Don, the Boy Scouts conduct covert operations out here.
You seen any men in suits or uniforms running around?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, ask Jane. I'm besieged by sniveling toadies trying to cheat me out of my sugar fortune.
There's been a fire in a boxcar back there. You know anything about that?
Sure, Don, I saw the guys who set it.
What did they look like?
Bloodless yuppies in cheap suits. Two of them. They backed that car up here yesterday and set fire to it in my own backyard. Can you believe that? I have some stuff, Don. Got it out of that burnt car. You may want it.
What kind of stuff?
What, from the boxcar?
Yeah, the boxcar.
You tell me, Don. What kind of stuff do I have?
Photographs.
Photos? Not saying yes, I'm not saying no. You're in the neighborhood.
Moving pictures.
Yes and no.
Videotape?
Yes, sir. We have a winner. Videotape it is. Congratulations. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. Thank you. $10. Pleasure doing business with you.
Thanks.
Put it in.
What's up?
Mark Cook, Mary Asadorian. Mary Asadorian, Mark Cook.
Nice to meet you. Okay, somebody's obviously cutting on something. What do these clandestine medical experiments have to do with Russian smugglers?
And if this guy's a surgeon, what was he looking for at Gordon's Hauling?
And what was that experiment being performed?
I don't know. Whatever it was, the patient didn't look human.
Is there any way to ID the good doctor there?
Yeah, all you gotta do is take a frame of the video and match it against the databases. It can definitely be done.
Okay, so let's do it.
Bingo. Okay, what do we have here? Dr. Jonathan Rausch.
What's him, all right? Wow, military, huh?
Well, looks that way.
What's that?
Someone's trying to establish a video conferencing link.
Oh, what the hell. Never really tried to use this thing before.
Agent Wilmore?
Yes.
We're in the right place.
Who are you?
Friends of Agent Scully.
Some of us are more than just friends.
She asked us to contact him.
How did you get this address?
Well, we assumed you had the standard issue bureau box on your desktop. And all those are equipped for full duplex video conferencing, though nobody ever uses it. So we just looked you up in the Peekaboo white pages, which list the DNS entry and IP address of every Peekaboo-equipped machine in the country. Pretty straightforward, really. You want Jana Reno's number?
No, I'll pass, thanks.
Are you sure? She keeps the computer in the bedroom.
What do you want?
Agent Scully contacted us with information about the case you're working on.
Now, based on what Dana told us, we believe that there's a top-secret facility in Alaska involved.
Okay, what's the big deal about Alaska?
Well, this facility is used as a nexus point for most of the government's West Coast boxcar work. If this is true, Mulder's in incredible danger.
This facility was built in the early 60s. We think they chose Alaska so they can use the Aurora Borealis to hide UFO traffic into and out of the base. We also think an alien craft recovered in the Pacific is stored there.
What's boxcar work?
One of the great unspoken peace dividends. The government has a massive network of rail cars, which they can use as mobile surgical theaters, autopsy rooms, and quarantine facilities.
These boxcars have a twofold purpose.
They allow the government to quickly pick up and transport stray EBEs, and they serve as a mobile base of operations for a series of genetic experiments.
What kind of genetic experiments?
The cross-pollinization of the human race, intermingling human DNA with genetic material from EBEs.
Great, I don't believe this. Suddenly I'm Barbara Bang, you're Martin Landau.
Where's Mulder?
We're not sure, but knowing Mulder, if there's a trail leading to this facility, he's following it. Scully mentioned an unidentified man who was of some concern. Did you manage to determine his identity?
Yeah, Dr. Jonathan Rausch, a Navy surgeon.
Now, where's he stationed?
Eisenhower Field, Alaska.
Oh yeah, that's the guy. He served a stint in Perky, West Virginia?
Yes.
This is bad.
Listen, you have to get there. Mulder may not have much time left. First go to Rauch's house and then on to the secret base.
Okay, how do I get to the base?
Well, Scully said you had a PDA?
Yeah.
Great. I'll email you the GPS coordinates of the base.
There's a fax. The Canadian border guard was found dead this morning from massive unexplained burns, and Mulder's rental car was observed crossing the Canadian border into Alaska. I don't believe this.
Well, that's it then.
No doubt about it. You're gonna have to get there ASAP. I just uploaded the GPS data.
Okay, if you want to keep Mulder alive, we gotta get moving. You get to Roush's, you're probably gonna want to take a charter flight. The island's gonna be too busy. I'll keep everything nailed down here. Contact the Juneau field office, get you some backup. Think you can scare up a charter flight for this man?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay, let's go.
You want a window or an aisle seat?
Or maybe you should come with me.
I don't think so.
It's your case, too.
Yeah, Alaska's a little outside my jurisdiction. Besides, I have real detective work to do. You be safe.